The FitzWilliam Museum at the University of Cambridge has a pediment, that's this triangular bit on the front, which shows the 9 Muses from Greek myth. But hold on, why are there 10 Muses up there? And a horse?
The Muses are a good choice for the museum. They are, after all, where we get the word. Each of the 9 Muses, yes Disney, there are 9, represents a different branch of the arts. And we can usually identify them by what they're holding, like theatre masks, a lyre, or a map of the stars. Now our extra guest could be Apollo, the god of music. He can often be seen with the Muses, and his traditional outfit with its long hair and full-length tunic can make him look a lot like one of them.
But he's in the tympanum over the front door, more directly welcoming guests into the museum. Another potential option would be Sappho, the lesbian poetess. She was called the 10th Muse by Plato and would make a great addition, but it isn't her either. The big clue here is Pegasus, the winged horse. After he was born, springing out of Medusa's neck, a good story for another time, the ground when he first touched down sprang forth water and became the Hippocrene Spring. Hippocrene literally means spring of the horse in Greek. This spring on Mount Helicon became sacred to the Muses and was the source of divine inspiration. When Pausanias, the ancient Greek travel blogger, wrote about Mount Helicon, he described seeing various shrines and statues to the nurse of the Muses, Euterpe, to mythic singers like Arion, Linus, Orpheus, to the Muses themselves, of course, and to Hesiod, the epic poet. Hesiod was the first poet to claim he met the Muses, and he did it here, where they crowned him with laurel and gave him a divine voice. He's often set next to Homer as one of the great epic poets, and it's notable that Homer is missing from Helicon. What was not missing, however, was a tripod dedicated by Hesiod, supposedly after he defeated Homer in a contest comparing their poetry. The judges decided that although Homer was the better poet, the violence, the bloodshed, was much less appealing than the peacefulness of Hesiod, and less useful than his discussions on farming practice. Appropriately, the peaceful space of a mountain spring was dedicated to the peaceful poet. This space, a place of inspiration found in the peace of nature, became a locus amoenus, a happy place, and would be a foundational space in Greek and Roman poetry.
Callimachus, the great Alexandrian poet,
claimed that he, just like Hesiod, had met the Muses, placing himself as the inheritor of Hesiod's legacy, and from here it became a trope for poets in the Alexandrian tradition. Ennius, the father of Roman poetry, may have played with the idea.
The great poet Virgil, in his eclogues, uses the scene as the highest possible praise for his fellow poet Gallus.
Mount Helicon becomes so recognisable that poets can play with its meaning. The love poet Propertius, after begging for entry in Elegy 3.1, parodies it extensively in 3.3, where he claims he's been kicked out of Helicon. His poetry is just not up to Apollo's standards.
As he ages and his love poetry is no longer appropriate, he also loses access to this place of divine inspiration.
Ovid, of course, is very playful. In the Amores, he has to choose between tragedy and elegy, and gets insulted for good measure. In the Fasti, he swaps the Muses for a trio of goddesses, who all want him to sing about them, not the others. So then who is this extra muse? It's the spring herself, the Hippocrene. She pours her water just as Muses pour inspiration, an appropriate addition to the Muses around her. So next time you see a pediment on a building like this, don't just walk past. Look up and ask yourself, just who is that over the door? And why are they there?